15 huge home and away spoilers for next week. What's next in Summer Bay? Coming up on Home and Away, the arrival of Levi and Eden's dad Jimmy creates waves. Elsewhere, Xander and Dana reunite, Cash fears for Felicity's safety, and Irene is on a path of self-destruction. Here's a full collection of 15 massive moments. 1. Harper drops a pregnancy bombshell on Dana. She confesses her secret to Dana, who's shocked and asks whether she's going ahead with the pregnancy. Harper admits she isn't sure yet but is counting on her sister's support to help her navigate a way forward. 2. Harper tries to tell Tane the truth. Harper is desperate to get a moment alone with Tane, but he's preoccupied with a new charge, Perry. She tries again the next morning, but Tane is even more distracted. As Tane fears Perry has gone back to his dad, Harper decides it's not the best time to tell him about the baby just yet. 3. Xander has a surfing accident. There's drama out in the surf when Xander takes a knock to the head and Theo rushes to save him. Bree checks Xander over. She confirms he hasn't suffered any fractures, but then Xander says that he can't feel his legs. Deeply concerned for her ex, Dana refuses to leave Xander's side. After initially rejecting her support, Xander pleads with Dana to stay with him. 4. Xander and Dana are back on. The next day, Xander still has no sensation in his legs and fears he's done himself permanent damage. Dana and Rose finally get a smile out of Xander after surprising him with pizza. When Dana brushes past Xander's leg, he realizes he's regained his feeling. Overwhelmed, the pair celebrate with a kiss. Just like that, Xander and Dana are back together. 5. Perry cuts contact with his abusive dad. Marley spies Perry camped underneath a hull on the beach and persuades him to go home to Tane. He arrives just as Harper is about to tell Tane about the baby and explains that his dad is threatening him again. Perry then decides to cut all contact with his father and stay put with Tane. 6. Levi and Eden's dad comes to town. Jim wants to know why Levi didn't tell him his marriage to Imogen was over, but Levi explains he went with his heart by choosing Mackenzie. Levi suggests to Jimmy they grab some dinner out of town in the hope Eden won't see them together. But she does, and she is fuming. Unable to contain her rage, Eden storms to Levi's and punches him in the face. 7. Eden is on the warpath. Marley and Kirby run into Jimmy on the beach and accidentally let slip that Eden lives in Summer Bay. Eden is still angry with Levi and convinced he told Jimmy her whereabouts. However, Levi is sick of his sister's attitude and decides he'll take Jimmy for dinner at Salt whether she likes it or not. 8. Eden issues Jimmy with a warning. Eden opens up to Cash about her complicated history with Jimmy and is furious when he shows her father sympathy. Heading to Salt, Eden gatecrashes Jimmy's meal and orders him to leave and never come back. Afterwards, an emotional Eden confides in Cash, expressing fears that she's going to end up a cheat like her dad and brother. Can Cash ease her fears? 9. Leah tries to help Irene. Irene is boosted by news of Xander and Dana's romantic reunion, but she is still punishing herself over Bronte. Leah decides to help her friend by arranging an interview with the Coastal News as a way of deterring others from being scammed. Irene agrees at first, but then she changes her mind and tells Leah she'll have to speak to the journalist herself. 10. Felicity defends Rory. Rose is not happy to realize Marley is working on a surfboard for the River Boys, but he insists it's purely business. John sees Felicity and Rory in the surf and is horrified to see his blood and sand tattoo. Realizing who Rory is, John tries to warn Felicity about dating him. But she's too smitten to care and tells John she can go out with who she likes. 11. Felicity sides with Rory instead of Cash. Meanwhile, Cash arrives for work at Mangrove River to find the station surrounded by members of Rory's gang. He approaches Dingo, who's menacing in his threats until he's called by Rory to say he's coming back, with Felicity in tow. The couple arrive on the scene and delight in tormenting Cash. But when Felicity continues to defy him, Cash decides to take action. 12. Felicity and Cash continue to clash. Cash later kicks Rory out of Felicity's and reveals the River Boys were involved in the murder of Franklin, his predecessor. He's convinced Rory is sleeping with his sister just to get at him, but Felicity angrily points out they had sex before he took the job at Mangrove River. 13. Cash makes a chilling discovery. The siblings eventually reach a compromise, whereby Cash will stop interfering with the relationship, but Felicity needs to stay at the house when she's with Rory. However, Cash's worst fears are realized when he receives confirmation that the vehicle connected to Franklin's murder has been traced to David Lewis aka Dingo. 14. Irene spirals out of control. She arrives at the diner ready to talk, but it's clear from the off she's had too much to drink. Leah looks on in horror as her bestie starts spewing verbal diarrhea, branding herself a born loser. Later, John pays Irene a visit to try and offer her comfort but is shocked to find her crying over a bottle of whiskey. Can he help her in her hour of need? 15. Remy and Brie are busted. Remy and Brie are still keeping stum about being back together, but Theo soon works out what's going on and confronts the couple. They beg Theo to keep their secret, which he agrees to but warns it's only a matter of time before everyone else finds out.
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của Home and Away Spoiler Today. Xin chào.